Star Wars Clone Wars Season 2, Episode 6. Episode 6, I'm not sure if it was 6. Let me see. Yes, Episode 6 of second season is about a very interesting character because in this episode we finally, maybe not finally, we met for the first time, or maybe we have met for the first time Luminara Unduli, and for the first time we see her Padawan, Barriss Offee, and Barriss Offee will be one of the most top tier secondary heroes of Star Wars Clone Wars. She will be important in especially in fifth season, considering Ahsoka Tano. And in this episode we see Barriss for the first time. And when I have been watching for the first time Star Wars Clone Wars, she was very dull for me and very boring Padawan for me, almost the same level of boringness like all Jedi Masters, because Jedi Masters of Star Wars Clone Wars universe are really dull, really not interesting in any way. They are almost like AI have created them only for being Jedi Masters. But Luminara Unduli in this specific episode is assigned to Ahsoka Tano to destroy in a covert operation style droid factory on Geonosis. And we see both of them in contrast, because Ahsoka Tano is very spontaneous, very extrovert, and Barriss Offee is opposite. Is very introvert, is very mind focused on the mission, and very focused on a specific skills or specific instructions her master Luminara gave her. So she's almost like dependent on the Jedi Codex to the letter. But we see even in this mission, in their first mission, that not always everything can be learned earlier, that you must be spontaneous even in the middle of the mission, even if you prepared for this mission for months, years even, you have to be open-minded to many different difficulties. And their relationship, Ahsoka and Luminara, is really interesting in contrast, because Luminara is not from the human race, but it is from the humanoid race, and she is more in this blue, almost like pale blue skin color, very benign, less talkative than Ahsoka. And Ahsoka is of course Tortuga, big eyes, very colorful outfit. So it is completely different than, for example, Luminara Unduli outfit, which is more like a cover for an old woman with almost like a not hijab or chador like Muslim woman, but something is put on her head to cover her hair, for example, and most of her body. And Ahsoka body is of course very leaning toward sexy body or something like that. So they are completely different in style, in character, in outfits, and also in a way of understanding how to act like a Jedi. And of course, another difference is that Ahsoka is often arguing with her master, with Anakin, and Luminara is almost always listening to her master and do as her master asks her to do. And of course, in this episode, we see that it was a spontaneous actions of Ahsoka that they survived because they managed to destroy the Genosians foundry, but they were beneath rubble, and only because of Ahsoka Tano cleverness and cunningness, they were able to send a signal where they are buried. And also important fact is that Luminara Unduli was ac- was accepting that her Padawan might die in this mission. That I suppose all Jedi Knights are trained that death is a natural part of life. I think something similar was said by Yoda to Anakin in or Revenge of the Sith or Star Wars Clone in a second movie in Clone Wars, second movie. Oh my God! First was Phantom Menace, second was Attack of the Clones. Yes, so in the Attack of the Clones, that and it is specifically designed to her relationship because Yoda and others don't know that they are married together in secret, and of course that Anakin doesn't agree in this concept that death or failure can be acceptable way for a human, especially for a Jedi. And in this episode, we see specifically that he is arguing with Luminara that he is not accepting that Ahsoka can be dead, or that he someday needs to accept that someone precious to him or very or his friend or his padawan or his wife Padme may die. So it was really interesting to see that Anakin was not bad from the beginning. It was not some kind of a stigma or a curse that Anakin became Darth Vader. It was this feeling, his feeling, that he's able to save everybody that he cares for and wants to care for. And it is not always the case. And we saw, for example, that in Revenge of the Sith, Padme dies. She died. Um, so this episode was because at the beginning I was really frustrated by Luminara and especially for Barriss Offee as this very dull character, almost like her master, and I saw that Luminara will have much more bigger role, and I didn't watch her episodes in fifth season, but I know that it is something with her that Ahsoka will be cast out from the Jedi Order, and I'm interested how this transformation appeared. That Barriss has chosen she has chosen the dark side. For me, it will be really interesting because right now we see that she's almost like a perfect Jedi Padawan. She's obedient to the codex to the letter. And we saw this in this episode. So sixth episode was really interesting for me. Very interesting character Barriss Offee, and of course we will see Barriss Offee in this anthology of Tales of the Empire. We'll see Barriss Offee as well. So let me know in the comments what do you think about this sixth episode. What we can say about Barriss Offee, and thank you for watching this review of a sixth episode of Star Wars Clone Wars Season 2.